just a quick recap of what I taught you Thursday. The new thing I'm adding to your back attack games is to just take your seatbelt grip from here to here. And what happens there is, normally when you're here, we teach this because you have access to colors and things, and that's fine, and then we move, right? When you're here, his instinct is not to hang around, he will drop to his favourite side to escape. That's fine, that side fine, but I'm not the side. That would be your favourite side because he's tapping my arm. You can see how his head is on the ground. So there's space between the floor and me, his head, right? That's what he wants, that's not what I want. When you switch here, it's just that subtle shift. And it starts a nice game where, look, as he falls, I'm kind of jamming myself just by default. I'm not purposely trying to get my head, although I should be getting my head here. It's just much harder for you to get that perfect escape. And then from here, of course, we can do our techniques to attack, right? So, whereas if you start very square on, you're making yourself a little bit harder. Now, let's cover escapes. This shift also helps with his escapes. Now, let's say as he falls on that side, I don't get that quite perfect sort of wedge in between him and the floor, and he's shifting. This is annoying. At this stage, I've now lost back control. I need to revert to plan B. So today's all about plan B attacks. So from here, keep this seatbelt position. You may not be able to grab, but you can at least do something here. That's stage one. Grab the arm. As he continues to escape, we're grabbing the arm here. Now, his head over here, I don't want. I want his head here. So just make that little shift. Grab the arm here. And then we're in anyone know the name of this technique? White belts? No? This position? Never seen this before? Just put your leg down. Yeah. Crucifix, yes. Crucifix is I'm going to hold Dean in this position. You're comfortable, right? And he should be comfortable because my chest is a pillow underneath his head and just at the top of his shoulder line. Not enough pillow and he can escape. Just wiggle out. Yeah. You don't want him to escape. So that here is enough. Trying to escape. It's a bit harder, right? Mm-hmm. So you want him to just sort of his head like that. Yeah. His one arm is trapped by your legs. Now, I've done a lot of research, and people seem to switch between here and here. I think the far leg over is better because you can get more of a tension stretch here, right? If it's the other one, you can still do it, but you can bend his arm better, and you can fight me. And if he joins his hands together, that's him being very strong and denying me what I want from the crucifix. So if you get this leg first, try swap it to this leg. Triangle, stretch out, whatever. Just don't let that hand come near where I want to do things here. This hand has a variety of positions. The more common default position is the overhook here. Okay? What you'll also see is this here. So try and get this hand involved. That's the strongest. I must admit, when I do crucifix, not often, but sometimes I find myself in a crucifix and I never get this far because they keep their elbows down. I can't get my hand. So you might as well just go for that. Here. There's also the figure 4 grips, Kimura grips, but that ties up this hand, which defeats the objective of the crucifix. The objective of the crucifix is that he's vulnerable to attack, and I'm free to attack with one hand. Okay? And it's a numbers game. So, just to recap again how we got there, and then we're going to look at attack, and we'll do all as one drill. Am I in the picture, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the most important. So, recap. Number one, we were here, seatbelt position. We covered this in the beginner's class, so I think you might have. But we're going to just give you a little extra quality tip. Put that here. That stops the best of his escape being there. But despite your best intentions, you feel that, oh no, I'm losing it, quickly get this arm if you can. That should be easy, that's not a problem. The hard bit is this leg, because your instinct is to try and keep back control. But you're not going to get it because his hips are stronger than your leg. Give into the escape, but don't let him escape too far. Once you feel your leg has gone, the hook is gone, you get rid of yourself, change your body position. See how I orientate my body like this? And look how I use my seatbelt grip to maneuver his shoulder line. Now his head is up here. Okay, grab, Yes, leg position, but it's a little loose. Can you bend your arm? Yeah, he will fight this anyway, so you will naturally. And what I like to do is also just twist my body a little bit to face him here. Just a slight angle in line with his torso. Now let's have a look at the finishes. Are we okay by getting into the position, by the way? You don't need to drill this. Well, some of you might need to, but we might as well look at the finishes because this is all a continuous process. The most obvious one, around here. Bring the elbow back. There. And he's got him intact, right, because his hands are occupied. That's number one. Sometimes they protect their head here. You can't do that. So you can grab this one. Here. Okay. If it's no-gi, the one-handed RNC. There. Just to give you a clarity, the one-handed RNC is here. This doesn't move, but this does backwards like that. Okay. We're going to do it all again, different angle. So from here to here, it falls on this side. Uh-oh, we're going to lose it. Here. And this. Manipulate it so you're in this T shape. Yep. Grab. Stretch a little bit, change the angle of the body. Let's go for the basic collar shape. Yeah. Okay, and we'll leave that there. There are other finishes from the crucifix, but it's not meant to be a crucifix class. So crucifix is technically back control. That's why we're doing it. All right. And from that escape, when we're escaping on the underhook side, it's a very obvious one to go, but very underused and underutilized and underappreciated, I think, and yet so available to you. Okay, give it a go, and I'll correct you as you go along, or you might find it really natural to do. You need to do that. Are you okay? Yep. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Happy with that? As I say, it wasn't meant to be a dedicated crucifix lesson. It's just to show you that the option is there. Ideally, you don't want them to escape at all. So observe all the characteristics of good back control, i.e. when they fall, you want to be the space that blocks their ability to get to the mat. All right, let's look at what happens when they go the other side. Same rules apply, just twist it here, and what you'll find maybe sometimes is they go that side. Okay, now it's handy that I had made that shift from here to here. You want to use this for our next technique. And I'm just holding it here. I don't know if you can see, it's like I'm doing that one hand rear naked choke, but I'm just grabbing it here. If you can't reach that far, grabbing here is fine. Okay, got my hair. Alright, now what we're going to do is, I'm going to let him escape again. Here. And then we're in the ezekiel choke. Try to put pressure on that shoulder here, because you don't want him to turn into you. If you turn into you, you've lost the choke. If he turns away from you, you're going to be carried with him. So let's show the choke first of all, and then we'll deal with what happens when he turns away. First of all, the choke is I'm grabbing my own gi. You're allowed to do that. Grab your own gi, and we're going to do that maneuver. If you've never seen that before. Let's just move over a bit. So I'm in this position. I'll cover this again, how to get there. Here, here, here. Now the chopping hand doesn't just chop downwards, it kind of arcs down in this sort of angle. Sorry, Dean, it caused a bit of pain there. Alright. This hand is anchored here. You can bend the wrist to get more distance around the neck. Yeah. Making the space smaller. There. Alright? So let's go that setup again. Here, it falls outside. It's handy that my hand is here already. I realise it's going to escape. I put my chest on his shoulder. I don't want it to escape. Like my knees are on the ground. I'm grabbing my wrist and I'm starting to attack already. Generally, they won't tap from this because he'll be spinning. So he'll try to go backwards. My chest is bringing forward. As he goes forward, I sit on the ground. As I sit on the ground, I bring him backwards. Here, and then we finish. And you see Dean's face, it's not pleasant at all. There's a lot of movement now. I'm going to change the angle. Sorry, buddy. I'm trying to do it as gently as I can. So from this angle, you won't necessarily see the choke, but you'll see my leg position. Here, you fall on that side. Here, pick him off. You can't see, but I've really got my ezekiel in position here. But I'm not trying to choke him yet. He's trying to run away. Bring him over here. Bring him over here. You can lock your feet, it's perfect fine. But look at my hand position. You just move your hand down. Yeah, there. How would you defend this? What would you do with your hands? I mean, there's not much you can do. It's gonna. One more time from different angles. Do you need to see this, by the way?
No, it's cool. The stars are
lucky. You guys are lucky. You could have said, look around a new person. With this really slow skill, all these here. Falls. Already, I'm worried that he's going to escape, so I initiate what needs to happen. I've got in position. He wants to turn into me, but I'm not letting him. I've got the hook here. As I get on my knees, he spins away from me. I step over. That stops him spinning away from me. I bring him with me. Get this leg over his shoulder. See this? There. Now, a couple of finishes. I'm going to do very gently. Blade hand version. Fist version. Okay. I think that's it. We'll just do that. There is the nogi version. It's like a relinquish trick. Try all three. They're not very fun to do for the person. So I suggest one set, spin around, and change position and do this. Everyone happy with that? We'll need to go through that. I'll walk around and help you anyways. It's not advanced, it's just like, if you're not familiar with the movement patterns, I'll do it invisible without the partner. So, grab the shoulder, he falls down, and I think, oh dear. I let go, let him run away. As he's running away from me, I do this. See what I did with my legs there. That's why we do these drills. Yeah? Get to that sport position. Get up to my knees so I can then put weight on that shoulder. He runs away from me, step over. Look what I'm doing here. Bringing him over, now to the other hip. Get that leg involved, and we close and we finish. So all these drills that we do where we do this, all that, that's a perfect example of what we use. I'm looking confused. You should be, it's all new to you, but just practice them. Who you partnered with?
Me.
You know these techniques?
No, but
Okay, you partner with Dean? Because Dean's more familiar, should be. Who you partner with?
Waynesman, as I used to before.
Yeah, partner with David. Everyone else okay? Yes, okay. Give it a go, I'll walk around and help you, okay? 1, 2, 3, and...
Oh, could you move this time today?
Yeah.